In this presentation, we're going to look at a discrete random variable exercise. So consider the random variables x and y. Both x and y take the values 0, 1 and 2. And the joint probability for each pair is given by the following table. So x is 0, y is 0. The probability of that is 0.1. X is 1, y is 0, the probability of that is 0.15, and so on. What we're asked to do is compute the expected value of u, where the u is as follows. U is x minus y. So what's the expected value of x minus y? So let's work this out. What I'm going to do is set up the table again, and what we're going to do for each of these cases is we're going to compute u. So I'm going to put a u here, and a u here. So in this first case, x equals 0, y equals 0, what the value of u would be there is 0, x equals 0, y equal to 1, minus 1, and x equal to 0, y equal to 2, so that's minus 2. Over here we do the same thing again. 1, x equals 1, y equals 0, so that's 1. X equals 1, y equals 1, that's 0. And finally, x equals 1, y equals 2, so that's minus 1. X equals 2 over here, y equals 0, that's 2. That's going to be 2 minus 1, that's 1, and that's going to be 0. You might actually sort of see that there's a sort of diagonal effect there. The zeros going through the diagonal. Okay, so that is the those are the values of u for each case. So what we're going to do there now, that's it again, is determine the probability of each outcome. So if you look at this table, there's only 5 possible outcomes. Minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, and 2. Okay? There's only 5 possible outcomes that there's values that you can take as far as this table is concerned. What we're interested in doing here is finding out the probability of each of these outcomes. So the probability of minus 2, that's simply 0.2. So I'm going to cross that off there. The probability of minus 1, so we have 0.1, this one here, and 0.05. So this is actually 0.15. I'm going to cross those two off. The probability of x equal to 0, or sorry, u is equal to 0. So we have 0.1, 0.1, and 0.1. So the answer to that is 0.3. And let's cross them off. So the probability that u is equal to 1, well, we have this one here, 0.15, and this one over here, 0.1. So the answer there is 0.25. So let's cross those off. And finally, the probability of u is equal to 2. That's simply 0.1. So we have the probability, we have the 5 possible outcomes of u, and we have the probabilities. So this is straightforward now to find the expected value of u. So that's that table again. So the expected value of u is simply each possible outcome of u times its probability. So let's work on that now. So minus 2 times 0.2, that's minus 0.40. Minus 1 times 0.15, that is equal to minus 0.15. 0 times 0.3, that's simply 0. 0.25. And finally 0.2. Okay, so that might be a little bit hard to read on the next slide. There it is there. So those are the that's the probability distribution table there. So what we're going to do now is with the expected, with the probabilities times their probability, the outcomes times their probability. What we're going to do now is go to the next slide. What we're going to do there is compute u for each of well, essentially what we have to do essentially is the expected value of u is sum of all of those. So it's minus 0.4, 0 plus minus 0.15, let's put that in brackets because it's negative, plus 0, we can skip that, plus 0.25 plus 0.2. And just adding those numbers up, we get minus 0.10. Okay, minus 0.10. So that's the answer there. The expected value of u is minus 0.10. So that's the expected value. Another way of writing that is the expected value of x minus y. And that ends